officially baby-friendly. This evidence-based initiative is designed to support mother-baby bonding and optimal infant feeding practices by upholding the 10 steps to successful breastfeeding. San Juan Regional Medical Center, officially baby-friendly, and serving the Four Corners since 1910. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, August 15th. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM in San Juan County and 103.3 FM now if you're in the Durango area. We're glad you're with us. Also, welcome aboard to folks who are streaming our audio on KSJE.com and our viewers who are watching us live this morning on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome aboard, everyone. We are glad you are with us. Coming up in just a moment, I'll be talking with my guests from San Juan County as we take a look at the County Administration Building in Aztec with a little time-lapse camera footage there. It's going to be another sunny and hot day for Aztec and all of San Juan County today. The forecast calls for a high of 96 this afternoon. Clear tonight with a low of 61. Hot again tomorrow with a high of 95 on Friday, 93 Saturday and Sunday, 94 on Monday, and 96 again next Tuesday. That is the forecast for the next several days. So coming up in just a moment, my guest with San Juan County, we are talking about solid waste and trash and illegal dumping and all that goes along with that. That and more coming up in the next few moments, so stay tuned, everyone. Then, of course, later on this morning, I'll be talking with guests from Theater Ensemble Arts, and they are getting ready to produce Robin Hood outdoors at the Lions Wilderness Park Amphitheater. We'll get a little preview of that coming up later on this morning, about 8:45. And next hour, Mick Hess is going to be here, roving with the arts. And today, Mick is playing some great music from the wonderful Leonard Bernstein coming up at 9:06 here on KSJE. So stay tuned for that, everybody. Let me turn to my guests who are here with me this morning. And from the San Juan County Solid Waste Department, and Manager Matt Basinger is here. Matt, good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning.
Good to have you here. Also, Devin Neely is here with us this morning as well from San Juan County. Good morning, Devin.
Yeah, good morning, Scott. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Good to have you back, and appreciate you both coming in to talk a little bit about trash. It's not trash talking. I want to be clear, right? We could do plenty of that. We're doing that off the air, but now that we're on the air, we have to talk about trash and solid waste. And Matt, that's your area of expertise, correct?
Sure.
Well, it is, right? You're the manager.
Right.
And you've been doing this for how long? You've been in the department since what, 2006?
Well, with San Juan County,
With San Juan County.
Since 2006.
Right, okay. And so talk to me a little bit about the job of the solid waste manager. You are in charge of
12 stations.
12 transfer stations?
Correct.
Right.
Community resource. They go out and pick up. They're the detainees you see on the side of the road picking up trash.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the illegal dump sites and pick up there, which leads us to our application that we've got. A phone app that's out.
Right, the new app.
Right.
About dumping, right? About illegal dumping and those issues that we all know we have here in San Juan County, correct?
Yes.
And that was the reason behind developing the app?
Yes.
Got you. And Devin, this was done in-house, correct? By one of the county employees.
Yeah, that's right. We're pretty fortunate that we have such talent at San Juan County, and
even I don't have an app yet. So the fact that you guys have an app, I'm impressed.
Sometimes we got to keep up with the Joneses.
Yes.
And we saw a need. There is so much illegal dumping in the beautiful portions of San Juan County. A lot of public lands, a lot of unincorporated area. I can point to specifically the Brown Springs Recreation Area, the Glade, up in some of those sorts of areas. We saw a problem. We saw continual illegal dump sites. People are out there dumping their trash. They're dumping tires. They're dumping washing machines. There's boat hulls. That's one thing that I find amusing. Matt tells me that they're often finding fiberglass boat hulls in these areas.
Wow.
We already had people going out to clean up these areas, but in those sorts of areas, it's hard to find those locations. Well, you go to that big tree and you turn left and you go about 4 miles.
Yeah.
If you're in those areas, you know the areas. For our crews, it's a lot easier if we have a GPS location. Matt collaborated with our GIS department, Cherise Snell, and came up with this app. You download the app. It is totally free.
Free.
A GPS location.
Okay.
You take a picture of the site. If you so desire, you can actually also add contact information for yourself. You don't have to.
Right.
But if you do, then we'll contact you when the site has been cleaned up. And then within a certain amount of time, when we have crews available, we'll send somebody to that GPS location. We try to clean up sites on the way, and it's been a valuable resource. I don't want to quote a number, but I think we're in the hundreds of tons of trash cleaned up through reporting through the app.
Yes, that's correct.
Wow. Okay. And we're showing some screenshots now. So it's called Clean Up San Juan.
Yep.
And you can find it on the App Store or the Play Store. So
Correct.
it's for Apple or Android devices.
Correct.
Totally free.
Absolutely.
And again, the idea is, and the genius is that you can go in and report these sites, and it automatically gives you the longitude and latitude numbers, so that you can then report that information back to your crews, right, Matt?
Yeah, that saves a lot of time for us whenever we're sending a crew out. We don't want to look all day for one point.
No,
we want
sure.
to be able to go right to it, pick it up, and get out.
Right. And so this is another screen then showing a map of where this site is.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, if that's where you are, and then the next page would be you can add, if someone wants to take a photo of it, I guess, to show you the boat hull that they found in the middle of the desert, or something else, or video.
Yeah.
They can add that if they want.
Exactly.
And then the final page, I believe, is some more details if they want to know
Yeah.
what's going on or
Yeah,
want
if
some
you have
contact,
some more
right?
information, if you leave an email address, and like I said, Matt's working really closely with our GIS department.
Sure.
Cherise gets these reports. Cherise then sends the information to Public Works and Solid Waste. They schedule a time. As soon as it's clean, they send her a picture, and they'll. If your contact information is in there, you'll find out when it's clean. But, we hope that these folks that are reporting this are regular users, and they're out in that area anyway, and they would see the positive progress when we're cleaning up our public lands. And I do want to mention that we aim to clean up public lands.
Okay.
If you report your neighbor's backyard just because it has a pile of leaves or something, weeds maybe, we're not going to be going to clean up that area.
Right.
The intent is BLM, so federal, state, local,
County land.
public lands.
Right. Okay. And is this an anonymous thing, or does your name go with this report?
It is anonymous unless you give us your name.
So you have that choice.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
And that's important, I guess, for folks to know, too, is that
Yep.
they can do this anonymously while they're out and about.
Yep, exactly.
And
And it's great. People go on a bike ride. You would probably take your phone, and as long as you have cell service, you can pop a picture real quick, upload it. Takes just probably under a minute, to be honest.
Right.
And go on your merry way, and you've made our county a better, cleaner, more attractive place. And when we're in the mode of trying to attract tourists and visitors and guests and new industry, keeping our county clean is really important.
No kidding. And it seems to me that simplicity was kind of by design with this app. You wanted to keep it pretty simple and easy
Correct.
to use, and a fast, easy way to report these sites for folks, and give you all, your crews, Matt, all the information that they need to get out there, find it, and clean it up.
Correct.
And so that's what you've done.
Yep, exactly.
So, and again, all in-house. And it didn't cost, I don't know how many hours they spent doing this, but you're telling me it didn't cost very much for the
Yeah.
county to do this, right?
What's fascinating is usually apps like this can cost in the 6-digit realm. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's why I don't have one.
I wondered why that
Yeah,
was.
right.
Well, let's talk, and we'll see what
Sure,
we can work
okay.
out. The app was developed through software that we already own at the county, through talent we already have at the county. We mentioned Cherise Snell, our GIS manager.
Right.
And Cherise, I believe, spent $30 on this
Wow.
app.
Okay.
Between the software that we already have in place, between her time, obviously, but
Right.
I think there was a fee for one of the either Apple or Android Studio,
Probably. Sure.
but a moderate fee at best,
right.
And we hope that this is a value to those citizens of San Juan County and our visitors too, frankly.
Definitely. And again, it is available on the App Store and Play Store. Clean Up San Juan. If you're one that goes out and finds some of these sites and always wonder how to report this or how to do it easily, this is the way to do it. And I imagine it's pretty small. It doesn't take up much room on your phone either, probably size-wise. It's pretty...
well, we have hundreds of apps on our phone to begin with. What's one more?
Well, I guess that's true. There you go. Exactly. But it's Clean Up San Juan. So congratulations. And again, it's already proven to be very useful. With how many reports so far?
I know we are over 100 reports. And this app has been live for a few months now, but we haven't really done a whole lot of press with it. We haven't gotten it into the public eyes.
Well, you are now.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for. We put out a press release earlier this week. We're hoping that people start seeing it, start using it. We would have liked to had some more folks out this summer with the app, but even though summer's winding down, there's still a lot of outdoor recreation time, and if you're out enjoying public lands, and that is, I'll go back to that. Mm-hmm. Has to be public lands. If we receive a GPS report and it's a private property, now we've had this problem up in the Glade. We've seen reports from private property. We'll find out where that is, who the owner is. We'll tell them they need to clean it up. If they're somehow incapable, there are circumstances in which we would step in and assist an owner of a property cleaning up. But the goal is to clean up public land.
Sure. And I guess, too, if you find out that it's maybe in an area that's maybe within the city limits of Aztec, Bloomfield, or Farmington, or Kirtland for that matter, you can forward that report on to those folks and have it become their issue, correct?
Right.
So that's good to know as well. Yeah. Very good. Well, good luck with it.
Yeah,
it sounds like it's a great tool for folks to be using. Hopefully, everyone will download that app and
we hope so,
and start using it. So that would be great. Matt, let me ask you too a little bit about some of the other things about your job, which includes these transfer stations we were talking about. And again, these are an attempts to get people to not dump out in public lands and to actually take their things to either the landfill. But if it's less convenient, they can go to these transfer stations that are strategically placed throughout the county to then dispose of their trash if they don't live in a city or area that has curbside pickup.
Right. So a lot of our stations are outside city limits, and they're really designed for the convenience of the public. I want to be cautious here.
Yeah.
We still have rules to follow. We
of
still
course.
have state laws we have to abide by,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's county rulings, done by the commissioners that we have to abide by.
Sure.
But no, they're 100% there for the residents of San Juan County. We do have a lot of people from out of state trying to use our stations. They're not for them. They're for the residents of San Juan County, the taxpayer of San Juan County.
Right. And so the costs are fairly minimal, correct? When you take some trash out there, is it cheaper than taking it to the landfill? Is it not?
Yes, and we go off of cubic yardage. The landfill goes off of weight.
Okay.
So whenever you come to our station, if you've got 3 cubic yards of municipal solid waste, household trash,
Mm-hmm.
Your charge is going to be $6. You go to the landfill, it's going to be a little bit more.
Right. And so then they could go anywhere. And to any of those stations.
They can go to any 12 of the stations. They're literally all the way across the county.
Right. And again, the idea is to get them to stick the trash there and not dump it out like we've been talking about in the public lands, or again, if it saves them a trip to the landfill.
Correct. We don't service businesses in San Juan County. We are strictly for the residents only.
Mm-hmm. Do I need to bring proof of my county residency with me when I go to the station? That
may be required, right? So if you're a regular person that shows up there on a daily basis, chances are you probably won't have to, because the attendant is there. They form friendships.
Sure, of course.
But no, if you show up, yes, that is a
requirement, I guess, in some cases.
It could be, if they ask you, it could be a requirement.
Okay, all right. But that's how they work. And that's the idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You show up, you check with the attendant, they guide you to where you're supposed to be, and that's it.
And they're accepting, and again, I know with trash, we need to be careful about the types of things that you will accept, because there are certain things that you can't accept at all times of the year, like hazardous waste and things along that way.
So we don't accept that at all at any of our stations. We don't accept liquid waste. We're not set up. We don't have the legalities for that.
Sure.
So, we'll accept up to 4 tires, a month from an individual.
Okay. And that's what you can do with that. And I know tires are a unique thing, right?
They are.
They cause some problems for the landfill over time.
Well, and it's not just that. I mean, it's across the state. Scrap tires are an issue across the state. Scrap tires, they have vector issues. You know, you get water in them. They produce mosquitoes.
Right.
They lay their larvae in there.
And we know that's an issue
it is
West
an
Nile
issue.
cases reported. In fact, we found some mosquitoes testing positive just last week or so, Devin Neely, right, with West Nile. So
Right.
it is an issue.
The big trick here is bring your trash on a regular basis. You know, don't let it pile up. Let's not have the vector issues here in San Juan County. So that's the goal.
How to get rid of them. You were telling me before we came on the air this morning about a tire cutter machine that you have been able to buy with a grant.
We're not there yet.
You're buying it soon.
We're still in the grant process of it.
Pardon me.
So this is kind of a drawn out process.
Okay.
But it was awarded by the state through their RAID grant fund, and so we're getting closer.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to putting that to work.
And that will allow you to cut up these
Correct.
tires, right?
It'll quarter the tires, which they, for now, will still be going to the landfill. But at the landfill, what they do is they've got air pockets on them, so that reduces our filling space, right? We've only got so much ground to fill up with trash, right?
Sure.
Trash it's never ending.
Right.
But the tires tend to float up. It gets caught up in their machinery as they're big compactors, you know, as they're going around trying to compact the trash. So it causes them a lot of headache.
So cutting them up will be better.
It'll
Certainly.
allow them to stay buried.
Right. And this, you were telling me you hope to have it a mobile unit, right? So that
It will be
travel
mobile.
around?
It'll go around to illegal dump sites. It'll go to all 12 of our transfer stations.
And that will help in those cleanups as well.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's going to be 100% mobile.
nice.
So
When do you think, to ask you to predict, but when do you think this might be in service now? If you've got the grant lined up,
well, you know, there's
or you're waiting on the state.
at this juncture, yes. Before they were waiting on us, and it's
Okay.
kind of a back and forth
All right.
thing.
Ball's in
until-
their court. Okay.
Right now, it's in
6
their court,
months?
but,
Next
no,
year?
No, I'd say it's probably going to be sooner than that. I
okay.
would like to see it in service no later than October.
Okay. Oh, well, it's pretty close.
So we're getting there.
Yeah, that's lightning fast for the state.
Well, no,
Okay.
you know,
I said that. You didn't have to. It's okay.
Right.
It's
No,
all right.
I enjoy working with the state.
I
in all
understand.
honesty. So
Yeah,
I've got
of course.
some great connections up there. So
But that's a great, again, a great tool to be able to use with your job and to get rid of these things from throughout the county,
Right.
as you've mentioned, for the reasons that you've mentioned. I want to ask you a bit, too, about these inmate crews that we see around the county that also work with your department to clean up sites along the highway and other places and things like that, and that's another thing that your office manages with the detention center, I suppose, too,
Correct.
right?
So the detention center has been really great working with us, is loaning us detainees essentially to come out and do some work there. And Devin was very nice and pulled me up some numbers here since I
Sure.
don't have them memorized.
Okay.
These are last year's numbers.
From 2018.
All right, so the number of detainee workers were 851. The number of hours worked were 7,516. The miles of roadway cleaned, you know, them just going along picking up trash, was 400 miles. They've picked up 100.
That's from here to Albuquerque and back.
Right.
I'm just
Right, and
just
that's
to put
all
that
on
into
foot,
perspective,
right?
everyone. Yeah,
They're
right.
out walking this.
Okay.
142 dead animals, 237 and a half tons of trash picked up off of our roadways.
Wow.
And tons of recyclables that they've actually picked up has been 101.5 tons. So that's
That's a lot.
the value that they've saved the taxpayers has been $56,370 for last year.
Wow. And so that's
a fair
money
amount.
that you would have to pay staff, I guess, to
Right,
clean up if they
staff.
weren't available to do it.
Yep.
Is what you're talking about.
So they've certainly, they're giving back to the community. So it's very much appreciated.
Right. And that program will continue, obviously, into with the new year, right? That's something that will continue. And is there a way to determine what section or what part of roadway needs attention from inmates, from trustees to go out?
Right. So right now we're not allowed to touch state roads. We only touch county roads. And a lot of what we find is on the way to the landfill. You know, that's a big road right there, and that boils back to the public. You know, if the public covers their load, tarps things as they're supposed to, and a little bit of litter blows out as they're going along the way.
Right.
But no, anywhere, you know, any county road that we come across, we're we're going to clean it.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. Devin Neely, let me bring you back into the conversation
certainly.
again about some of these things, and again, keeping the county clean and picking up this trash, again, as you mentioned, attracting new businesses and residents and visitors who want to come here. It's all part of this goal, I guess, of having a cleaner environment and cleaner place for everybody, not just visitors, but the people that live here, too. It would be nice to clean streets for them, too.
Well, the bottom line is, I drive to work to Aztec every single day, and I want to see a nice drive on my way to work. We're really fortunate to have Tom Havel and Daniel Webb up at the San Juan County Adult Detention Center that work with us on this detainee trash crew. They're out doing a lot of work, and we're glad to have that. As Matt mentioned, $50,000 saved to taxpayers that we either wouldn't be able to do because we can't pay those people, or whatever.
You'd have to pay it from somewhere else, perhaps, if you
absolutely
wanted to pay it. So there you go.
Yeah. So just some more of the efforts that the county tries to do to make sure that we are all living in a beautiful place. It's natural beauty abounds in San Juan County, and we want to make sure that we're not spoiling that too much. I do want to go back just real quickly. You were discussing that household hazardous waste isn't accepted at transfer stations.
Right.
On September the 21st, it's a Saturday, the upcoming household hazardous waste drop-off event, and we're actually changing things up a little bit this year.
Okay.
Those in the city of Farmington can actually get household hazardous waste picked up at their home. It's curbside.
That's a new service. You're right. That's true.
A brand new service. So we're not going to be doing things the same way that we've done in the past. This year, what we're looking at is partnering with the City of Aztec, City of Bloomfield, and we're going to be having our household hazardous waste drop-off event at McGee Park on Saturday, the 21st of September, and we'll have some more information on that out pretty soon. We do that twice a year to pick up things like paint and used motor oil and used cooking oil and things that you shouldn't throw away that unfortunately sometimes people do, but we certainly don't accept at transfer stations. And
right. So, this is the way to dispose of it properly, because then you can
correct.
take all that junk and dispose of it the right way, not just take it to the landfill, which they don't want.
Exactly.
It is a certain way to do that. So great, that's good news.
Yeah.
And so folks should mark their calendars and start getting to that corner of the garage where maybe that stuff's been piled up for half a year and get it ready to take over.
And it's also helpful, something to start thinking about is if it's paint, if the paint's dried, we can accept it as waste.
True.
Rather than liquid. So,
good point.
Pop the top off of that can of paint. I know, Scott, you're a homeowner. You've probably been doing some home improvement this summer, so maybe you've got some paint that needs to be disposed of. Just pop the top off of that can and let it dry, and then you can drop it off at a transfer station or the household event on the 21st. But that's going to be free for county, Bloomfield, and Aztec residents. Unfortunately, this go-round we're going to be turning away our friends from Farmington because they have an option.
They have another option. That's true. That's true. And what about Kirtland? Is that something you're working on?
That's a good question.
Okay.
That is a good question.
So stay tuned, everybody.
To which I don't know the answer.
And we will have the answer later on. But
Scott Micklin asking the tough questions.
No, it's not a tough question, but that's okay. That's okay. But Kirtland folks, we'll try to find an answer for you. So because that would be important as well. But that's great. Okay, very good. Matt, any final thoughts here in the last few minutes of our conversation about people just making sure they don't trash the public lands, and if they see anything, to report it with the app, I suppose.
Correct. Let's please use our transfer stations. Check with your attendants; they're very knowledgeable. And also, if you've got any questions, call, ask.
Right. What's the best number if they wanted to call with a question about what they can take and what they can't take, things like that?
505-334-4519.
Okay. Very good. Gentlemen, thanks for coming in this morning. Not too much trash talking this morning.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'll tell you, sjcounty.net/trash.
That's the website.
That's the website. You can find out all about the app. You can find out all about transfer stations. We have a link over to the main landfills page, and you can find out about fees over there. But sjcounty.net/trash.
There you go. Perfect. Thanks, Devin.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Matt. Basinger, very much for coming in. Appreciate it. Thanks, all. Back with more in just a moment right here on KSJE. The time is coming up on 8:33.